Hey, how we doing everybody? John here. Now, I have been putting this off for a little while. Eminem's revival, as part of the Eminem season. Obviously, I had to get to it eventually, but hey, this album has been lambasted, has been heavily criticised over the years by many people, so I'm a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie to you, I'm a little bit worried, but just like the Qataris to Manchester United, I'm going to give it a fair shake. Now, this and all the other Eminem reactions are uncut on the Patreon, link down in the description to those. Otherwise, revival time. I have heard this first track, of course. Yeah. See, I never minded this track. Beyonce sounding typically amazing, and if I remember correctly, it's about writer's block, which is a relatable subject for me.
Why are expectations so high? Is it the bar I set my arm so I scrap these? This pressure increases like khakis. I feel the ice cracking.
I think that's quite a good verse. The pressure increases like car keys. I couldn't work that one out. I feel the ice cracking. So we know that Eminem has been through his fair share of troubles over the years, whether it's addiction, whether it's depression, whether it's all sorts of stuff. And it's extremely publicized, both outside and inside his music. Here, no wonder he's still struggling. I find it an interesting verse. Some of his choice of like multisyllabics are a little bit strange, veering into parody a little bit, but like, can't we just give the guy some credit sometimes? And I'm guilty of this too.
It's the curse of the standard that the first of the Mathers disc set. Always in search of the verse that I haven't spit yet. The rhyme has to be perfect, the delivery flawless. And it always feels like I'm hitting the mark till I go sit in the car, listen and pick it apart. Like this shit is garbage. God's given me all this, and I try not to listen to nonsense, but if you bitches are trying to strip me of my confidence, mission accomplished. I'm not God sent. Nas, Rakim, Pac, Big, James, Todd Smith, and I'm not Prince.
I mean, I know people hate this album, but do they hate this song? I don't really understand why you would. Beautiful hook, interesting verses, well written, well structured, well delivered. I like it.
A flawed human, I guess, but I'm doing my best to not ruin your expectations and meet him. But first, the speed 'em verse. Now Big Sean, he's going too fast. Is he gonna shout or curse out his mom? Begs the question though, especially after the methadone is yesterday fades and the Dresden home is burnt to the ground and all that's left of my house is lawn. The crowds are gone, the curtains drawn, they're closing the set. I'm still poking my head from out behind.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's covered this subject matter a lot of times, but this is clearly what goes through his mind all the time. Maybe in the albums after this where he's really sounding like he's just having fun or quite often sounding bored, if we're being honest. Maybe that's just where it comes from because he's done so much and he's so much in his own head that what else can he really do? It's been an interesting journey to go through all of his music because we're talking 10 out of 10 records in the early days and still plenty of magical moments. All the way up until now.
When I made a fucking tightrope out of twine. But when I do fall from these heights, though I'll be fine. I won't pout or cry or spiral down or whine, but I'll decide if it's my final bow this time around, cause
I walk on water. I've been making my mistakes, so if you only knew, I don't think you should believe.
It's just a song about his own fallibility, even in the hook here with Beyonce about, you know, obviously everybody sees him potentially as walking on water, like some godlike, Jesus-like figure, but in reality he does, but only when it's frozen, or freezing, because that's the only way you can actually walk on water. Obviously, like I say, he's covered this subject matter before. I feel like this is something that he goes over a lot, but I don't have an issue with this song, man.
Bitch, I wrote Stan, and I started from the bottom like a snowman, round up like round chuck and still put hands on you, staying wound up, that's how I spend time.
I must admit the mix doesn't sound so good on this, which is not something I'd ever normally associate with an Eminem record, but
care about me like wind chimes. Another day in the life, used to have to scrape to get by. Now my community's gated and I made it and my neighbors say hi. Adversity, if at first you don't succeed, put your temper to more use, cause being broke's a poor excuse. That should only give you more fuel, show 'em why you're you.
I've got to be honest, his voice has fucking terrible on this song. Terrible. Worst mixed Eminem song I've heard. I don't normally care about that sort of stuff, but it sounds so muddy and it's almost like spoiling his performance on it. It's made some interesting flow choices here. Sort of maybe trying to match a little bit more with the sound of the time.
Grew up on quick, that's why they called me firecracker. I grew up on wick, with a short fuse. I got some important news to report to. anyone who thought
There's
I
no bass
was
in this
done.
song,
Nah,
is it
bitch,
either?
not quite. Spotlight
Weird.
back on top. My fate, where's yours? Do you still believe? I'll never forget if you turn your back on me now and walk out. I will never let you live it down. I'll never do it. Weird, cause even my cheap shots are overpriced. But this middle finger's free as a bird. New war-headed birth. You just forehead on earth. Too short with a bird. More better heard the world force better turd to meet your getting yours. But sometimes I overdo it.
I mean, it's a
But I
trap
skip
style
so
beat
much.
without the quality. It's like a bad trap style beat, almost like one that you'd find on YouTube by, it's got like 4,000 views. It's kind of like empty. The song sounds empty.
I'm that unrealistic prayer answered, and I'ma get you jacked up like you're trying to fix a flat. When you struggle with despair, that in me.
This is the worst sounding Eminem song.
Didn't I give everything I had to give you?
It's not the worst Eminem song, just the worst sounding Eminem song. Just from a production point of view, it's strange. It's hard to even get involved with it.
Bottom like a snowman, oh man. Put that in your corner.
I had to check my connection was right.
True statement, hate to go down this road, but there's only one route to cross this bridge. So I walk in this bitch with loose chains, cause all my dues paid, but this boost taking its toll.
So I walk in this bitch with loose change, cause all my dues paid, but his booth's taking its toll. I like that.
Till I saw the way poop was driven. I found my vehicle and I haven't.
I feel like he's talking to himself. Certainly here he is.
Turn handicaps into assets. Fanny packs, hourglasses. If time was on my, cause you don't got nothing left to prove it all. Cause you done already hit him with the coup de grace. Still you feel the need.
It gets to the point where if all you're talking about is what you have left to prove, if all that you're talking about is that you've done it all, and yet you're still putting out an album, by the way, an hour and 17-minute long album, where am I supposed to connect to that? It's almost like you're complaining about having to make music, but nobody's making you make music. And it's like, you have proved yourself. You've done it all. To talk about that, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're only going to talk about that, what are we doing here? If you're fed up with the state of hip-hop, but you're making songs in the sound of hip-hop, trap, I should say, confused song sounds shit, not a shit song. Does that make sense?
Instinctive nature to bring the anguish to the English language. With
Now, I've heard the remix of this.
like a piece of paper. Write it out. Simon Cowell of Rhyme and Foul. That's why you sound so shook. Why you bound? Notebook got tie around. Jump the hook. Get in air. I bet your senses flip like a barometric pressure switch. Caring less who I offend with this. I met your neck like pest dispense. Go ahead, spit your flow, bitch.
I met your throat like Chlorosetti. And you got strep, I'm too complex with.
Instruction is loose. Instruction is loose. And all it wants is to have something to chew. Yeah. And still conjoined it. The hip with hop. Still on.
I mean, that what is supposed to be a bassy growl is just, it sounds piss weak. Piss weak. This mic stand, honestly.
I put you in your place. Yeah. Like a realtor, boy. You still ain't in the building, boy. I will destroy
Sometimes
shit.
the shit
Even
is,
as
I put you in your place like a realtor, boy.
get the drill.
Alright.
The pen is filled with poison, which is the source. Easy to still pinpoint it. Like your bitch when she gives me brain. Like she thinks I'm dumb. Grabs the crown of my dick and blows me to kingdom come. Till I feel anointed.
Flex me. This shit I wrote is on some next shit. I'm at your throat, I'm feeling reckless.
Tech 9 against Rex Ryan. Now watch me set it like correct time, or you get a sloppy seconds like a time. Next eye, clock rejects into the next life. Talking reckless, but it's just my.
This flow is killing me. This beat is killing me. This song is killing me.
MacDiver must just like it. Rough fuck right in her vagina. Blood flies up on the geyser like a geyser.
Music, please. Music.
Enthusiast in a room.
I mean, apparently, I couldn't really tell, to be honest, but this song is meant to be him like having a go at him almost dissing. Mumble rappers hate that turn of phrase, but it sounds way worse for starters. So you kind of lost that battle straight away. I mean, are you comparing this to someone like Classic Future, Metro Boomin production? It's not even close. It just comes across a little strange. I mean, I don't think he still feels like this 6 years on from now. Does anybody? If you don't like that style of music, make the other style of music, the more classic style of music, and do it excellently. I remember quite liking the remix when we did that on Rock Reacts years ago. Maybe Eminem goes, I can't remember. So 2 Chainz on it, maybe? That beat is fucking fucking piss thin. Untouchable. I swear he's got 100 songs called Untouchable.
Black boy, we ain't gonna lie to you. Black boy, we don't like the sight of you. Pull up on the side of you, window roll down, profile. Then we wonder why we see this side of you. And just in case the chase might us, so we got the trident, two pistols to right at you. We'd be delighted to unload it in your back and walk up and lay that taser on the side.
Okay, so song concept is police prejudice, police brutality against the black community in America, but told from Eminem's perspective, obviously as a white person. Rhymes are pretty strong at times. Beat, horrendous. That black boy beginning of the verse took me by surprise, I have to admit. And the production again sounds horrible. So yeah, I'm just caught in two minds, honestly, because I'm like, okay, interesting concept. And yeah, some slick lines, but I don't want to hear this with my ears, particularly. Just noticed Ed Sheeran's on the next song. Oh, I'm sure I've heard it at 750 million streams.
For the red, white, and blue. Time to go find a new one and split his head right. White boy, you're untouchable. Nobody can tell me shit, cause I'm a rock star. So we about to roll a band, throw your ass in the van car. You don't have to know our plans or what our intentions are. Our cards are close to our chest, you better show your hands. Talk to like you're just a piece of trash. Feels like we're stuck in a time warp to me.
I mean, it's overly simplistic and a little bit... Yeah, I see what he's trying to do on this song, but I don't think it really gets to... really hits the nail on the head. I've just noticed it's 6 minutes long. Why is it 6 minutes long?
It's been embarrassing to be a white boy, you're a rock star. White boy,
a noble idea, but I'm not rating the execution.
Escape the circumstance, I'd rather hear him say die inward than die antward. Ninja, now it's better disguised banter.
Is he rapping from the perspective of an impoverished black man in America? Because... that's a wild move if it's true.
Compromise, so it's black ops. I wonder if we hire more black cops. The crap stops. The block is our backyards. Officers, not the crack spot. Call the attack dogs off of us, man. You always act all pissed off at us at a traffic stop. Black, so they act afraid of us. And that's racism. The fear.
Did nobody say, maybe don't rap from the perspective of a black person in America, even with the most noble intentions? I just don't know how it's going to come off. Did nobody say that to Eminem? I don't think they did, because here we are.
Don't take a scientist to see our violent nature lies in the poverty that we face, or the crime rates the highest in the lowest classes. It's like a razor wire fence that we're trapped in.
Again, the rhymes are strong, and, you know, like, what he's saying is true and comes from a good place. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done it.
Lions, tigers, and bears, oh my! It's more like billy clubs and gats, and we really love it when you think we're guilty, cause we're...
I mean, this makes Joyner Lucas's I'm Not Racist seem nuanced. Jesus.
Home of the bravest still, Racistville, so this whole nation feels like a plantation field in a country that claims that its foundation was based on United States ideals.
It just reminds me of that episode of Atlanta where Donald Glover and his girlfriend, I forgot the character's name, sorry, I haven't watched it in a while. They go to that person's house, the white, older, middle-aged guy, and he's got like loads of African sort of antiques and I guess memorabilia and sort of cultural stuff all through the house, and it's just, yeah, the whole tone of the episode is very disquieting, and that's kind of how this verse has made me feel.
I've been a liar, been a thief, been a lover, been a cheat. If all it's gonna cause is pain,
I have heard this before.
My lies right now are falling like the rain, so let the river run.
He's coming home with his neck scratched to catch black sweat jackets and dress slacks mismatched. Cause she loves danger, psychopath. And you don't fuck with no man's girl, even I know that. But she's devised some plan to stab him in the back. I don't care, hi Suzanne, but I should've said bye Suzanne after the first night. But tonight I am.
I've been a liar, been a thief, been a lover, been a cheat. Oh, my sins need holy water.
Yeah, so it's a quality hook actually from Ed. Listen, when Ed executes well, I ain't got a problem with him. That amazing tribute he did to Jamal Edwards the other day, for example. Another song about domestic abuse and a failed relationship from Eminem.
One night stand, turned into nightstand. It was calm, some lights crammed. Now we hung tight and he found out. Now she feels deserted and used cause he left. So what he did at first to her too. So I revert to the studio like hole in the wall diners. Don't have to be reserved in a booth.
So I revert to the studio like hole in the wall diners. Don't have to be reserved in a booth. That was as tenuous as my simile from the intro to this video. Fucking hell.
quietly watching over me. Well, little one, I don't want to admit to something. If all it's gonna cause is pain.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Hey, what can I say? If life was a highway, the seat was an enclave, I'd be swerving in 5 lanes. Speed, what I made you terminate my baby. This love triangle left us in a rectangle. What else can I say? It was fun for a while, bet I really would've.
I mean, is this a true story, or is it just a mad thing he's decided to write about? I don't know. The love triangle left us in a rectangled. I mean, that's classic Eminem, but I rate it. I can't lie about that. A sort of fucked up relationship that ends with a child being aborted with an Ed Sheeran hook, and then we just move on with our lives.
I bust in, devilish grin, disgusting, asshole, freckled cheeks and a butt chin.
Right, so he's gone for the Joan Jett I Love Rock and Roll sample for this one, and already it sounds way better than any of the other songs, not because of the hook, I actually don't like this song, but because Rick Rubin produced it, and immediately it just sounds better because Rick Rubin's a master, and he wouldn't put up with something that's engineered as fucking thinly as a lot of this album. But yeah, let's keep it going.
That's why you stick it out no matter what, cause you got an ass that won't quit. So get on the horn, my saxophone, grab hold of my instrument, get a grasp and blow. I love you, cause you remind me of me. That's why I love you.
Oh my days. I mean, I hate the original song. Now this is pain.
You know, with me on it. I'm looking at your tight rear like a sightseer. Your booty is heavy duty, like diarrhea. The plan's to bring it to my house. You're drinking Jack and Beam.
I'm looking at your tight rear like a sightseer. Your booty is heavy duty, or duty, as you say in America, like diarrhea. Oh my God. Although I'm thinking soon this trampoline, so we should bounce after drinking Jack and Beam is actually quite good lyric. That's funny.
Perfect 10, so back that up like a moonwalk. Girl, you're smoking like Snoop Dogg, but you must be token. If you think you're taking over my quarters, they
must be token. If you think you're taking over my quarters, is that token rapper?
Be in the bars and told me to screw off, and that's why I love you. 'Cause you remind me of me.
This is awful, but I don't actually hate it. I don't know what's going on with my brain here.
Bottom to the top, floor to the ceiling. You ain't running a mill, you're 1 in a million. 'Cause real tits are still fun, but everybody knows fake tits are still better than real ones.
What's happening? Mate, in the first song, you talked about writing something and being happy with it, then going back to the car and just racking your brains. It's not good enough, and screwing up the paper and throwing it away. You should have done that with some of these lines. What are you talking about? Just happy that's over, to be honest.
I've drowned in high from the ashes now. I can't recall your laughter. Scream of nothing. I want to feel it coursing now.
Someone get this area in a sheet. Time to bury him, so tell him to prepare to get impeached. Everybody on your feet. This is where terrorism and heroism meet and square off in the street. He's trying to divide us, this shit's like a cult, but like Johnny, he'll only unite us, cause nothing inside us drives us like this fight does. Similar to when two cars collide, cause...
Okay, so this is an anti-Trump rant. Obviously, he did that famous piece to camera about Trump. Almost feels a little bit from the past now here in 2023, but, you know, Trump was all-encompassing when he was in power. Even to us over here in the UK, you know, it's all you could hear. You'd try and unfollow him on Twitter, and I'd still see all the fucking tweets, people retweeting, people screen grabbing. It was impossible. Maybe he'll be back. I mean, who knows?
When we can't from our stars and stripes, but this type of pickle that we're in's hard to deal. But there's always tomorrow still. If we start
You're
from
talking
scratch,
about something
like a scab-
serious, and then you say this type of pickle that we're in is hard to deal, as in dill. I mean, what the fuck?
Across the hill and band together for Charlottesville and for Heather. Fallen heroes, fill his wall with murals. Nevada, get up.
So it's a pro-America, anti-Trump song. Okay.
For chaos, so basically you ate off Hitler. But you ain't ruining our country.
Off Hitler? You ate off Hitler?
Right from us, you won't define us. Cause like a dictionary, things are looking up so much. Got a sprained neck. No, we will rise up against this train wreck. Did the event, or maybe had the wherewithal to know that he was gonna try to tear
I can't like
apart
this.
our sacred land.
I mean, this is a fucking full-on, well-constructed, well-written, apart from the odd line here and there, fuck you to Donald Trump. and that whole regime and that whole movement and that whole culture. I love Alicia Keys, but this hook ain't doing anything for me, to be honest.
We never saw from each other's sides, for eye to eye. Just eye for eye, lie for lie, fight or flight. So jump back in the studio, give you a tongue.
Okay, so this is a direct apology to Kim Mathers, which I didn't think I was going to hear ever. So this is going to be interesting to listen to, man. And stuff like this would be very good for Eminem or, you know, Marshall's healing, I think, overall. Just to forgive and forget, you know?
We knew that we were done and actually through. But if there's one fraction of truth, if it could be spun back, I would do so many things different. Girls, your dad is a scumbag. I'm confused because
How come you can be a loyal loser? Why are you
Not sure about this hook.
came home and you held Haley day before you went to jail and daily. How we'd wait for that mail lady or by the phone for mom to call, and I watched you pull yourself up and we decided on giving it one more try despite it all. Words that we said that we didn't mean, the ones that we meant that we didn't say, the ones that we thought that we should have said, letters written that we could have read, which maybe would have led to some good instead.
It's an interesting piece of closure to this very, very long, almost 2-decade saga that we've heard throughout the music and his life. I mean, I wouldn't say it's an apology necessarily, more just an admittance of wrongdoing and poor judgment so far. I don't like the hook, but that's, apart from the Beyonce one, is a recurring theme.
Someone had to make the sparring in, cause I loved you, but I hated that me, and I don't wanna see that side again. But I'm sorry, Kim, more than you could ever comprehend.
Okay, well, there's the apology. There's the apology.
Sawing off a fucking body limb. Once upon a time, when all the dirt, if I touch the rawest nerve, all I want is for us not to hurt. And it's been an exhaustive search to find the words, but I just heard Mockingbird and got the urge to jot some verses and thoughts. Know how some people can be so good at one thing and so fucked at a whole nother shit. It's no wonder.
How come husband?
I mean, that hook is all-time shit. The song wasn't great, but it was kind of interesting to hear him talk about that, given everything that he spoke about, all of the songs from the past. Has to be said already, once again, massively overlong record from Eminem. Skylar Grey on this one, as always.
I'm stumbling, I can't see straight, and it's my fault. I got this. I would die for.
All my life I was told I was never nothing special. I don't need to be reminded of it every other second. Special in hell for me. She does that thing with her lip, now she's melting me. I'm putty in her palms, I'm wrapped around her finger. A yo-yo on a string, she lets me sit there and just bang on until something better comes along and should.
I've got to be honest, I can't be fucked to listen to Eminem talk about another bad relationship or a toxic relationship. Like, he's made this song 1,000,000 times and it just gets gradually worse and worse and worse. It's like his half-life of interesting relationship songs is now in its final little ounces of power.
I know you're there, but I can't see. Cause I'm so drunk of tragic endings. I'm dying to breathe.
In my moments of weakness, I openly admit the shit I wouldn't normally. I'm extremely self-conscious and enormously insecure, and she uses it to torture when she torments me. Cause I'm going straight down the drain, I'm drowning.
It's like I'm drowning at sea, hoping that you'll reach for me.
Never has a song needed to have been written less. He was quite comfy though.
Feeling kinky, lip syncing to two shorts, freaky tales. Yeah, having creepy visions of whiskey drinking, envisioning sneaking.
At least this song sounds weird.
I know this is risky thinking, but I won't be in ale. Be all up under her fingernails. Man, he hears you, I don't think he cares. He gives a fuck, even his pinky swears. 3 personalities, personatomy, please be.
Okay, so he's back to being a psychopath killing women. I mean, it's more interesting than the last song.
Chop her up, put her body parts in front of Stephen Avery's trailer and leave him there. But hey man, I was framed. I know what this looks like, officers. Please just give me 1 minute. I think I can explain. I murder nobody. I know these words are so nutty, but I'm just here to entertain. Frame.
God, the hooks on this album are pain, especially as you kick it off with the lovely Beyonce hook. To be fair, the Ed Sheeran one was fine as well, but my God, some of these are pain.
Me plus I feel somewhat responsible for the dumb little blonde girl, the motherfucking baton twirler that got something upon. Second murder with no recollection of it. Cole Donald's Tuesday in a Toronto Blue Jays cap, looking like your college roommate. With Rihanna, Lupe, Saddam Hussein, Bobby Boucher, or was it Cool J? The cops is on a goose chase. Just escape. You'll get the hint, ho. I'm in your window. But it never occurred to me I could describe a murder scene. But
Oh man, the way this guitar has just been wailing through this whole song matches the way he wails on this hook. I said at the beginning it was a bit more interesting than the previous track, but it's not. It's not. It's just pain.
Ashes blowing in the air. I was on fire, but we don't care.
I feel sorry for this beat. Sympathy pains for this track. This road is taking me back down memory lane with this rap. I can still look out in this crowd, be wild and be taken up back. I'm square up. Alas, we perish in the blast that isn't scaring us. We pass knowing we're fearless, cause we're just
Ashes blowing in the air. Our hearts made it gold.
I feel like a lot of these songs are just existing for the sake of it. This just feels like another female written and sung hooked Eminem song about the rap game, his position within it. One of a million of these types of songs. And it's fine so far. It sounds fine. Hit Boy actually on the production, who I love. But it's like, what's happening here? And this feels like what's happened with his music as it's gone to the modern era. What's the point? And that is a damning thing to say, especially of an artist of this caliber. But it is. It doesn't sound particularly great to listen to if you're not paying attention to the lyrics. It's not particularly inspiring or witty or controversial or innovative if you're just listening to the lyrics. And there's always this feeling that he's done so much better in the past, and that's what the first song is about. Yet when you say that in the first song and then you continue to do it for the rest of the album, you kind of made your own bed.
fuck doing what you're told. Act like a 2-year-old. Shit is soon to go kaboom and blow anyways. For MCs it's a funeral when I'm devising this rhyme. Cause I'm awake in your morning, that's why I rise and I shine. Like a new day has dawned on me.
Those like clacking hi-hats and the pace and intensity of his verse is massively clashing with the violins in the beat for me in a really unpleasant way. It's actually auditorily, correct word? I think so, unpleasant.
I have no idea, nowhere to go but hysterical. It's getting warm in here.
All over the place this song, I don't like.
Being awesome, it's just one spark and it's lit, but I'ma still get dark on this shit.
Not all over the place in a good way either.
Clocks, forever young, make time stop. Will I ever fall off? That day I'll never come to the pine.
The way the beat keeps dropping out as well, it's really annoying.
Ever was till the bomb drops, hope it never does, but I'm not gonna sweat it cause this.
Absolute shit show of a track.
From the first time I saw you, I actually said to myself, I gotta meet her like a taxi. Exactly, love affair in the backseat. Sorry if
this is just like the other one. Also produced by Rick Rubin. Also on an old school kind of relatively heavy rock riff. And he's just going to be talking about ass again. This album's way too long and quite shit.
Wanna wrap you up, put you in a bowl like an arrow. Grab you by the hope it's not a problem. In fact, about the only thing I agree on with Donald is that all day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night with you. You say you're on fire, me too. I'm burning up, hate to inconvenience you with the convenience store. Put them jeans you wore like I never seen before.
Eminem was about 45 when this song came out. 45. 5 years older than me now. I'll just leave it at that.
Need some degree, fail. Fuck it, pull it beside her. Sideswipe or dodge viper. Wood is a bright. I asked if she wants a computer lodged in.
Fucking hate it when he explains his own bars.
Said my dick is an apple. She said put it inside her.
Said my dick is an apple. She said put it inside her. As in cider. Apple cider. This might be his worst album, you know. Out of all of them. Encore is bad, but at least it was carnage. This is just like pain.
I'm just kidding, girl. I wouldn't lift a finger to, unless it's the middle one to finger you. All day, all night. You ask, I'll stay the night. Walk in the arraignment, shoot the bailiff, karate kick the plaintiff. Got it with the stainless. I'll just call it.
It's got a little bit of something to it, at least.
Robbery and dismembering body limbs like he was Tommy Lynn sells and chain back the club like, oh my god, he's tripping. Only time you get the blade is probably with the dang lawn equipment, ain't it? Wouldn't take a bobby pin and wave it. Gone, but till I get the president to respond. My pen and pencil is a missile launcher. And Senator Mitch McConnell's just as big up for bitches. Donald, shit's on, bruh. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me. They want me to go eat some worms. Drag my name through the mud, through the dirt, but I'ma make you eat your words. Try to hold me down, but you better let me up, cause you're only gonna make things. Going ham and candy yam on nanny cam. I'm getting handies with the sandies and the caddy armrest. I'm imagining objects, so I'm batting cobwebs from a daddy long leg. I get fellatio and give a facial to an interracial blow up doll of Rachel Dolezal, y'all.
Oh my god, I've just looked down and seen we're only 2 minutes into a 5-minute 20 song. This just sounds like a man who's bored. And you can infer that being a reference to the music or a reference to the video you're watching.
I'm so narcissistic when I fart, I sniff it, do a fake dab to smell my armpits with it. Your anxiety's throwing gang signs, but I made strides with these rape lines. I'm cutting back on women hate crimes, like Ray Rice when he faced making on Dateline. I came to stake my claim like a
not stopping,
waiting in a buffet line. So Kellyanne Conway.
Does anybody listen to this and enjoy it? Eminem fans, current Eminem fans, there are still millions and millions of you. You're probably going to be getting mad at me in the comments right now. Do you listen to this song and like it? Do you listen to the previous song and like it? Do you listen to this album and like it? If so, just you can slate me if you want, but just let me know in the comments, because I don't get it. And we've been on a journey and I've talked about the majesty and magnificence of so much of his music. But this ain't that. No. Eminem Pink, normally a combo I like, but
Why do I always come back? Oh, what I wouldn't do for you.
is it a song with a female-led hook about a toxic relationship? Please, please, no more. No mas, please, please.
Maybe that's why I come back. Oh, what I wouldn't do for you. And I start to think that maybe you need me.
That's better.
One of us in this relationship is raising the other. You remind me of my mother. We drive one
Shut
another
up.
crazy as each other. And we're both adults. Haven't I stood by you in good times and bad? I'm starting to feel like you got
I don't care.
Cause I literally
I
feel like
don't
you could
care.
die. Ever should I back on you? What is that? I'm codependent. I'm just now noticing it. But somehow it's like every time I'm about to go to end it, I ain't got the cojones to do it.
I'm in pain. I'm in pain over here. Don't touch this song.
I'm packing up my shit, smart shit in the cars I can fit. And I'm just driving as far as I can get away from these problems. Till all of my sorrows I forget. What's tomorrow like? 'Cause tonight I'm starting life again.
I feel like I've heard this. Obviously, I know the original. Don't touch this song.
Society brought me nothing but back to right where I was, and perhaps this could have been my victory lap if I wasn't on the verge of relapse.
So what is with the quality of this sample? Like an MP2. I've seen the full spectrum. Now I know why I'm annoyed with Eminem's music, because it's so shit when it gets to this later stage. It's not just mediocre. It becomes shit.
To be the reoccurring main theme, the shit I would daydream as a kid. I was 18, I went from an irate teenager.
Dude, you've written this song 100 million times.
Back then I put, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, strip away everything and see the main reason that I feel like a lame piece of shit. I sound cranky and bitter, complain, beef, and pick about the same thing.
I built this castle, now we are trapped on the throne.
Yeah, listen, I just seen that the Cranberries actually shouted out this track, the previous track, so fine. Listen, whatever.
You'll be coming out of mommy's stomach soon. I better do something quick if I'ma be able
To be fair, Good Dad Eminem, I can listen to. I can always listen to Good Dad Eminem.
Healthy, that's all that matters for the time being. But obviously, assuming the same passion and the same exact enthusiasm as I'm using in this letter, maybe they can feel me as I'm trying to build these castles out of sand, baby girl. But
This is your
sorry for that little minor mishap, but you grow into them, baby. I'm on the grind now. I'm doing little shows, open mics all night as a student.
Mix on this song is appalling, but at least it's a bit more interesting. I guess. I felt better since I put this hat on. It's nice and soft on my head.
I wanted to claim my love for you, but the end of this road, I'm sliding down a slippery slope. Anyway, sweetie, I better go. I'm getting sleepy. Love, Dad. Shit, I don't know.
Okay, so that's the overdose, I guess. Yeah, I mean, like, taken on its own, that was kind of cool. Oh yeah, well, you can hear the pills now. I'm struggling.
If I could rewind time like a tape, inside a boombox, one day for every pill or Percocet that I ate. Cut down on the volume, I'd have heard every birthday. Jade, I'm missing your birthday. Baby girl, I'm sorry, I fucking hate when you hurt, hey. You put your arm around mama to calm her, wow. I just thought about the aisle, I'll never get to walk us down. Never see you.
This is actually fire.
Cats and gowns. It's about to be 2008. How's this happening now? I got so much more to do.
Yeah. These last two tracks actually working in tandem. I'll just basically take the first track and these two as an EP and everything else can fuck off.
I'm trying to keep his legacy alive, but I'm dying. Where's Nathan? Little ladies, be brave. Take care of your mother. Smile, emotional wrecks. With every second, each closer to death. But suddenly I feel my heart begin to beat slower than a breath. Machines go. Must have guessed the cheat codes to this shit. I'm trying to rewind time. I'll put out this last album, then I'm done with it. 100% finished, fed up with it. I'm hanging it up, fucking its ass. The song I'd have sang to my daughters if I'd have made it to the hospital less than 2 hours later. But I fought it and came back like a boomerang on them.
To be fair, those last two songs were actually kind of fire. That was really powerful. He was talking basically his last words in a letter to his family. The rest of the album, apart from the first track, sucks. That's just the truth. It was painful to listen to. It was boring and trite and really, really just completely uninnovative and way, way, way less inspiring or inspired or exciting than anything he'd put out before, even Encore. Whew. That was hard work. I'm not going to lie, that was hard work. But at least I put this hat on, which made my head feel better. It is uncut on the Patreon, as they all are. Subscribe if you're new. The whole season is on the channel. Thank you very much for your patience, and I'll catch you on the next one.